Hey, what's up, what's up? It's Jade Barabee here, and the two most important words in real estate and in life are I choose. Would you agree? We all have choices in life. We have choices every single day. We choose whether we are going to prospect. We choose what we decide to think in our minds and how we choose to handle that. We get to choose everything. And everything is a choice. So no matter where we are or where we end up in life, it's all from choices. And one of the things that I talk about a lot is problems and setbacks and how they are not really, they shouldn't be viewed as such. Because having a problem or a setback really is an opportunity. So you have a choice in how you want to think about that and a choice into making that an opportunity to grow and to learn. But let me talk to you a little bit about a story. Let me tell you a little bit about a story of me choosing, right? So first of all, I never thought that I would be a real estate agent. Never thought this at all. I grew up not in that environment, okay? I grew up on government food and government assistance and a 3-tenement property that was in a now heroin-ridden part of Massachusetts. And that's just the way it was. Nobody in my family went to college before. Nobody. And it was just me. But I didn't know that at the time. Because when I was young, I thought I was going to be a carpenter. That was my dream job. And everybody else that, that's a little boy or girl, they want to be an astronaut, police officer, all this stuff, right? I want to be a carpenter because that's all I knew because my grandfather was a carpenter. My dad had worked at, his primary source of income was working at Kmart as the Kmart diner, and he was a cook there, which, as you can imagine, doesn't pay too much. So I didn't know anything different. Never thought I was going to be a real estate agent, okay? I thought I was always going to work for someone else and have a 9-to-5 and never be an entrepreneur. So I went to college, and first person to go to college in my family. And once I went to college, I had the opportunity, I made a choice to take an internship at Disney, but I didn't have a major at this point. So this is what happened. I'm at UMass Amherst, and I am a freshman. I'm walking, and I see somebody who I know, and it's a big school, okay? It's a big school. And I see someone I know on campus, and they're walking to an auditorium, and I asked them where they were going, and they were going to a Disney presentation. And I said, well, that sounds like fun, okay? So I made the choice to go and just to kind of be open to whatever life could bring. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I went there, and they have the Disney pitch of what's going on. And then at the end, they're signing people up for interviews. I had no clue. I'm like, an interview for what? Well, apparently, an interview to work at Disney. What? That's cool. So my friend asked me, are you going to sign up for an interview? I made the choice to say, sure, why not? Wonder what'll happen, okay? Every interview I've went on up until that point, I had gotten the job. But that's not to say much because I worked at a Chinese restaurant that my mom was manager at. I worked at Burger King. The bar wasn't set too high. So I show up to this interview, and I never really went on an interview like this before. It was all like that lower level stuff. And I get there, and I see this was the time where sweater vests were in, and for guys, and I could rock a sweater vest, okay? But I would use that to go to the parties. I would wear sweater vests to the parties. I don't know why. Me and my friends did. It was cool. But all of the guys there were dressed up. I remember seeing guys in sweater vests and girls in like nice skirts. Everybody's cropped. I walk in. I am the only one. I swear to God, I am the square peg, like a circle hole, I get there, I have on these Jenko jeans, which Jenko is the brand, and they are these like really baggy, hippie jeans. I have a tie-dye Leonard Skinner shirt, bleach blonde hair, and one of these chain ball necklaces. Oh my God, I almost walked out. Luckily, I made the choice to stay and see what happened. And then I go in for the interview, and they have two at a time, so it's me and this other person. And the only question I can remember, there's one question I remember. They asked us both, if you get the internship, how are you going to get down to Florida to do the internship? When it came to be my turn, I said, I don't have a car, but if I get the job, I will ride my bike down there if I have to. So I made the choice to fully commit and let them know I was all in. And fortunately, I got the job, and that changed the trajectory of my life. And what do I mean by that? Well, I wasn't intending on going to Florida ever, but this gave me the taste of Florida, and I went back to school. I finished my semesters there, and then a job opportunity opened up. I had two job opportunities, actually, so I had another choice. Two job opportunities. One of them was at major hotel chain in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Not far, right? Most people would take that. Then I had another opportunity, and I actually asked them because they just gave me that option. Then I asked them, I said, well, how about a second option? You know, I wanted a choice. And the second option was at a big brand in Florida. I said, I've been in Florida before. I will take that job. And it was opening a hotel too. So it was really cool. I was part of the management team and the opening team. Well, what happened there is 3 years, or actually I think 2 years into working in that job, I was full of all this distress. And I can't explain it, but I was drinking heavily and I didn't feel like I was in the right place. And I didn't know what that meant at all, because in the hotel industry, you travel a lot. You travel a lot when for career advancements. If you want to go from housekeeping to front office manager, there's going to be a job that opens somewhere else, and you typically have to take that. So I don't know. I didn't know what the distress was. Now, this is what was awesome that happened. There was this guy, Gary. And Gary came into my office. He was a vendor. I was department head of laundry at this time, and he was one of the vendors, and he sold us products. And he said to me, he said, Jay, you need to go sell something. I said, okay. You know, he's like, no, you really need to go sell something. And I asked him, I was like, what do I need to sell? And he said, how about real estate? And this was back in 04. In 04, like, boom, market's booming. So I had the choice to, how do I react to that? What do I do? And fortunately for me, I made the choice. And actually, when I think about it, every choice is good. Because every choice that we make, that I make, that you make, it shapes our life. It shapes what's going to happen next. And I look back, and if I've had any of the choices that I've made through my life, I don't regret any of them. Some of them I probably would have chosen to do differently, but I don't regret any of them because they've shaped who I am today. So he said, yeah, sign up for the real estate class. And I said, okay. And like literally in that minute, I went online and I signed up and I paid the money. I didn't have the money because middle management in the hotel industry doesn't pay too much. So I signed up. I made the choice to do it and to take massive action. And I got my real estate license. So this, like, all it took was, and looking back, thinking about this, I never knew that I had the entrepreneurial spirit, right? Never did I consider starting my own business, being a salesperson, you know, until that day. And that's what changed. So I signed up, and that was my choice. And then there was two things that happened right after that. The first thing is, like, something clicked in my head. I'm like, you know what? He's right. Like, immediately I felt power in my body, and like my chest felt bigger. It's weird, but like I felt like I owned this. And the second thing is I suddenly saw myself as a business leader, as a leader in something. And I don't know, I can't explain that either, but I can tell you I was going nowhere fast in the hotel industry because it takes so long. It takes decades to be a general manager or anything like that. Funny thing is, before this, and it just hit me now, God, I don't know why I didn't know this before, but I was trying to get into sales in the hotel. I was trying to get into the sales department in the hotel before Gary even came into the office, which is amazing. But like literally these images, like they fill my mind. Within a month of this time, I chose to get my real estate license. I borrowed $1,000. Okay, I chose to borrow $1,000 that I did not have to buy a brand new car because I thought that I needed a brand new Lexus so that people would see me as an authority, right? I mean, it didn't really matter. Well, it probably did matter because I had like this beat to shit Corolla with all these like bumper stickers on them, like you do in college. And then what also happened was, boom, drum roll, I quit my job. I took that leap. I took that risk, and I went out there, like many of you do, like all of you have, right? We take this risk. We chose to get into real estate, and that, my friends, is the best choice that you've ever made. And I can tell you it's the best choice that I ever made because that's where you've created opportunity in your life. The two most important words, I choose. So every single day we make choices, right? And they define who we are. Okay? Like every choice we make, it defines who we are. And literally, I wish I could count. Maybe I should do this. I should actually track the amount of choices that I make on a daily basis. It's probably unnecessary, so I'll give that up. I won't do that. But we choose to wake up. We choose what to fuel our bodies with. We choose who we surround ourselves with, what we're going to do, and if we're going to prospect, who we're going to work with, what thoughts we allow in our head, like everything. So my question to you is, which choice are you going to make today that will propel you in your real estate business? What choices have you made that have been impactful in your life? And what choices are you going to make to take the next steps in your real estate career? I'll tell you, I have an opportunity for you right now, a choice that you can make, which is just signing up for a free training on how to list and sell 3 for sale by owners in the next 30 days. I can tell you, when you make that choice to sign up and attend that training, you will get a ton out of it. Actually, I had just received an email earlier today. It was so cool. Karen had just saw the training yesterday, and she emailed me, and she said, Jay, I have been calling for sale by owners for a while, like years, and it's hit or miss. Okay, this is what she said. She's like, it's hit or miss. But I saw your training, I took it, and I made my first 3 calls that I made today. I set 2 appointments. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's awesome. I replied to her email. And then I asked her, I said, can I use that as a testimonial? And she emailed me back saying, yes, you can, but now it's up to 3 appointments. And it's all because what I learned on the training. Blew my mind. That's what drives me. That's what makes me happy. I'm just like you. When you're working with your buyers and sellers and you get them what they want, you get them that result, it fulfills you. And these are the things that fulfill me too. So sign up for the free training, how to list and sell 3 more for sale by owners in the next 30 days, and you won't regret it. It'll be an awesome choice. Okay, see ya. Bye. As soon as I can shut this off.